Hello, welcome back to the Cursing Seamstress. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video, I think, and I've been pretty busy working on t-shirts for a friend of my daughter and for her little boy, and those have been applique, and I've done some dish towels and a couple of other things. So let me get started and show you what I've been doing. Again, I use a Pfaff Creative 3.0 sewing machine / embroidery machine. I'm very happy with it. It does exactly what I need it to do. All right, so I'll just show you. These t-shirts were all purchased at Walmart. They're Garanimals, and I think they're $3 and something cents a piece. They're a size 3. I'm fairly new to machine applique, but this is one of the designs that I have done. Very simple. Again, the stabilizer has to be, what I use is the mesh stabilizer that's made for knits. And then as I am doing the applique, I also insert a tearaway stabilizer underneath it. And when I'm done, I want to smooth out the inside so it's not itchy and scratchy on the child's skin. So I use heat and bond on top with just a white piece of fabric, and it turns out pretty well. So these t-shirts perform pretty good. And I always wash them. I don't know if I've said this before, but before you do any embroidery on anything, you need to wash it and dry it in the dryer, and that way it will be pre-shrunk and you will have a design that doesn't get wonky once it is washed and dried. So that's that t-shirt. The little boy who these t-shirts are for is named Grant, and so I put a G on here, and I used around the perimeter of the G, I used variegated thread and different colors of blues and greens, and so that's that. And the last one I did, this is probably my favorite. This is a dinosaur. Don't remember where I got this applique, but I really like it. It's got little hearts around the brontosaurus's back, so I think that's really cute. I am making some pillows. I have some leftover fabric, and I've used this to make pillow covers before. Sometimes I say pillows, and what I really mean is pillow covers. So I thought this fabric lent itself well to an Easter embroidery. So I found this bunny kisses and Easter wishes. As you can see, I've not put the pillow together. I'm going to do the piping on the side, and what I do is I just take a coffee container, a 5-pound cup of coffee container that has the round top that fits on it, and I use that to make the arc here so that the piping will go around it nicely. And I put the piping around this main piece, and then the back will be an envelope style where it overlaps, 2 or 3 inches. So that's that one, and I really like that. I think that's very pretty. The other one I don't like as much. I had some tension issues. I switched embroidery bobbin thread from one brand to another, and when I did that, it affected the tension in my bobbin, and you can see that my bobbin tension was too loose, and you can tell because the bobbin thread, which is white, pulled through to the top of the embroidery. I hope you can see it in this, but you can see around the this purple here, you can see around the leaves, and I did adjust for it, and it worked itself out and did better as the design went on. But that is just some tulips and some Easter eggs on another pillow. And I thought the tulips also were appropriate for this fabric. Then my daughter loves hand towels for her kitchen and for her bathroom. And so I buy these also at Walmart. These are bar towels. They are sort of a wrinkly cotton. They're pretty big squares. And I cut it in half and I did an embroidery on it. I've liked this design for a long time. It's a dinosaur and it says Winosaur, and it has a T-Rex that's drinking wine. And her kitchen is this, she has this color green, kind of a sage kind of a green. So I did that, and what I'm going to do now that I've done the embroidery on it is serge this raw edge here and then fold it over a couple of times and sew it down. And then what I'm going to do is to insert it. I did a video on this before, but what I do is I make a topper for this that folds over and snaps so that she can put it on a drawer pull or a cabinet pull so that the drying towel is not constantly falling off. And so that's what I'll do. I will gather this and then put it up under the topper and you know, make it an appropriate length. But I really do like that design, and I don't know where I found this. I found it free, I think, but I'm not sure. Most of the designs that I have are free. I wanted to try my hand at making an applique. I've never used Embroidery to make an applique. I watched part of a video on how to do it, and I didn't use any of that information for this. What I did was I used the fill tool and filled a design after I traced it, and then I used the outline tool to outline it after I did the fill design, and then I deleted the fill design so that all that I was left with was the outline. And then I duplicated the outline, made it a different color, and then duplicated the outline again and used the sketch tool. And I'll show you how it turned out. I just used fabric that I had left over. It's not meant to match or coordinate in any way, but I did a unicorn. So here's the unicorn, and I still have the tearaway on the back, but that's how it turned out, and it really did well. I would have flattened, probably can't tell it, but I would have flattened this down a little bit more. I really wasn't paying attention to that. I just wanted to see if it would work, and it did. The only other issue is the tail here. It's kind of close up to cut in there, so I didn't cut, but I cut away the rest of the parts, and it does work. So at least if I needed to do an applique, I could do it until I get polished enough and good enough to do it the right way. So that's it. And I appreciate your watching, and I hope you tune in again. Take a look at my older videos if you're interested in machine embroidery and machine applique. And I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Thank you. Bye-bye.